And
It
then
looks dark.
you can just kind of hang out for a second because it'll take a few minutes for people to get here.
Yeah, okay. So we're hanging out. And I guess I want to double check that you can hear me. Can you hear me now? Okay, so I hope someone is out there. If you are, isn't there a way for people to say hi so I know if you're there? And also I need to know if you're there so I can pull up your chart. Okay. Hello. Oh, yeah. Yes, he can hear me now. Oh, what's that? Feedback?
No, it was me. I was checking on my.
Oh, that's Turtle. She's over there hiding. Oh, I busted you. Sorry, honey.
It's okay. As long as they can't see me.
As long as they can't see you. Okay. There we are. There's Turtle. Okay, so what are these? That's my sound dots. Oh, that's the mute. Don't touch the mute. Well, this is very exciting. So I've been wanting to do this for a long time so that I can travel and go to Tucson and see my new great granddaughter. And I can't do that unless I am mobile. And if I can do live podcasts like this, then I can have freedom. So I am searching for that. And hopefully this is going to be fun for all and facilitate my desires. Yes. Okay. Anybody there? I have 2 cards and I just pulled up the chart for 7 p.m. November 12th today. I wonder if I should put this over here. I am not equipped to, yeah, that's a little hard to see. I'm not equipped yet. You can sort of see it. Yeah, that's all right. I'll show you the cards. I don't like that because I need cards in front of me. All right. Anyway, this is our trial run. Oh, that's fine. You can see. This is our trial run. So, we're going to have to work out some details, but actually it's looking really good. And I got my studio all set up with my my diagram, my Kabbalah diagram. Of course, that's been there in all my other videos too, but here we are. Now I've got cards representing the day. Okay. And so what we're looking at here on this chart is we've got the rising sign is Gemini. My rising sign is happening now. So this is a happy place for me. And Jupiter is in Gemini. I don't know how closely you all are following this stuff, but a lot of the astrologers are talking about Jupiter and Gemini, and I have too. And basically, Jupiter is the what's the king that goes, he dresses up in the peasant clothes and he goes out into the world to hang out with the peasants and learn about how they live and that sort of thing. And also probably to have sex with peasant maidens, because that's part of how he passes on his intelligence. There's more to that story, of course. But, the idea that the professor is going to disseminate his intelligence to the young ladies. That's part of the archetype of Jupiter. So anyway, but he is the merciful guy. There's the card. And he is the world card. Well, I'm going to have to learn how to do this quite nicely. Yeah. So anyway, he is rising. So you can't really see it on the screen. But let me explain to you. In the astrology, you have a part here. It's called the ascendant, and it is the rising. It's the birth. It's when I ask for what time are you born, that's going to speak to the time. Okay, and the time that you're born is what makes this personal. So the chart becomes. I mean, a lot of people are born on a day. On any given day, there are many, many souls born, but not that many are born exactly at your minute when you're born and the exact place where you're born. So that's how we make the distinction and make it personal in astrology. So when Jupiter is on the ascendant, that means it's a lot about who you really are, what your body's like, because the ascendant energy is I call it the guy, the person, the soul. It's your whole being. It's the emergence into the world to be. And so Jupiter there is like, whoa, I'm here to be a philosopher, a sharer of knowledge, and a seeker of truth. That's what Jupiter does. And so, but you can see it's the Wheel of Fortune. Now, wheels go around. This video thing is crazy because I don't have it mirrored. So what I'm seeing is the opposite of what I'm doing. Anyway, try it sometime. It's very fun. It's like where you pat your head and rub your stomach. Oh, I'm doing it. Oh, Turtle, look, I'm doing it. Can you believe it? I am such a good Gemini. We're supposed to be able to do that. I just never could, but now suddenly I can. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, this guy is rising right now. So this is saying the energy all around us here in Coos Bay anyway, because it'll be different as you move latitudes around the earth. But right now for us here in Coos Bay and for me and Turtle, we are having a Jupiterian experience here, and Jupiter is in Gemini. So the professor is in Gemini. Gemini is the magician. And in the tarot, how do I show you that? There you go. In the tarot, the magician he doesn't look like a 12-year-old boy, but Gemini is the energy of youth, and it's the youth. In other words, the perennial energy of a youth. And that is designated as a masculine character as a little boy. And just think about 12-year-old boys and how they're just curious, they're impish, they're funny, they're playful, and curious. And curious is every other word. Yeah. And energetic is the other word in between curious. So Gemini energy is youthful and curious and energetic, and it's mental. So there's this mentality of, I'm going to just find out this idea and this, and I call it, since I'm a Gemini sun and a Gemini rising, I really identify with this. And so what I do is I like to say, well, I just collect data and I just pluck up the little ideas that I find. Oh, that's a good one. And I put it in my little sack of ideas. And then when I meet someone that says, oh, what about XY? I have an XY and a purple one at that in my little sack. Here you are. And so it's not like I want to be a smarty and tell you stuff. I want to share these ideas that I found. And so that is the excitement of being in that Geminian thing. But how does that fit when the king, the seeker of truth, the middle-aged man, this is also masculine energy, is wearing the youthful outfit, the meat suit of a kid, I like to call it the professor in short pants. Now, the reason for that is because we didn't do that in America, but in Britain, and that's the culture we come from, most of us, and in Europe, I think, the children, the boys, and they did that here now that I think about it. Yeah, they did. So the boys wear short pants, and then they say, it's like you get to a certain age and you get to wear adult long pants, and that's your big boy pants. And that's when you hear the saying, put on your big boy pants. So what do they mean by that? They mean you're an adult now. You're wearing long pants. So what happens with Jupiter and Gemini? The professor's wearing short pants. And what does that mean? It means that he's kind of out of his element. He's not quite operating as he would prefer. I don't see it as a problem because I think it sounds like fun. It sounds like the professor gets to go to school and play. And he gets to learn new stuff. And if he's not a stodgy professor, well, guess what? He's going to have fun. He's going to learn some new stuff. Maybe he'll take it back to his classmates. So here we have him. Now, I want to make my own deck of cards, of course. Everybody's doing it. And have this wheel card for Jupiter actually be a professor or a fire-breathing preacher, which is another archetype for Jupiter. He's the preacher and the teacher. In other words, he's going to go out and discover the new experiences in the world, and then he's going to disseminate it. He's going to teach it to other people. Okay, so I would love it if you're on, if you would say hi. That would be so helpful. And so do so. Do so if you can. Oh, yeah. If you want a reading, tell me in the chat, because we'll set you right up and we will play astrology with you in person tonight. And if it feels too personal, don't worry. I won't go personal. I'll just use the general stuff and we'll look at the basic things, and it'll be fun and not scary and not too personal. Because if you want it personal, you can call me and book a reading, and then we'll get personal. And then you can sit with me and I'll hold your hand while you cry. That seems to happen a lot. I think when we get down into our truth, it's so refreshing to be able to share that with a person. And I think that's what astrologers do. I think that's what all the readers do, is actually when we get into a spot that's our soul is asking to be seen or heard about, and someone is there with us seeing and hearing it, it just opens up the waterworks, because it feels amazing to be seen and understood. And in our modern society, that seems to be problematic. We're not trained to listen to one another. We're trained to jump to conclusions. And, it's not easy being us in Modernia. So, yeah, get a personal reading. And for heaven's sake, we will have a wonderful time. My people are always happy. They tell me, I don't know if they're lying, but they always say, oh, that was great. So hopefully they're not lying. Anyway, if we do it online here, it won't make you cry. It'll just be for fun. Okay. And so don't be shy. And if you want to give a fake name, that's good too. I don't care. You know who you are. Okay.
You can do me. You can do me.
Oh, Turtle says do me. Okay. Let's do Turtle. Okay, I've already got Turtle queued up because Turtle and I are buddies, so I already know all her stuff. So Turtle has Leo rising. Leo rising is, I don't want to tell you who else has Leo rising. But you're not going to say it. Do you know who else has Leo rising? I'm not going to say it. I'm not allowed to tell you. Leo is the strength card. And so this people with the strength card with Leo rising, it's like saying, look at this. This gal, she's got an infinity sign on her head. Why does she have that? Why does she have that infinity sign on her head? I would like to know. And she's holding her hand in the lion's mouth. Now, in the Gospel of Thomas, which is a really cool read, really fun, because you can make up the meaning in your own mind and soul, because they're like aphorisms, and they're like koans, where you say, what's the sound of one hand clapping? Well, this is supposedly the sayings of Jesus without any interference of translators and, whoever else was involved. These are just straight from the mouth, supposedly. So anyway, he talks a lot about lion energy in the Gospel of Thomas. So what this is saying, this is instinct. This is survival. This is the power of survival. And what is it that survives in the strength card is the heart. This is the fourth chakra. So the heart energy of Turtle's heart energy is big love, and it's courage. See, it takes courage to be a lion. You have to and see the lady. She's not being mean to the lion, but she's trusting the courage of the lion. She's got her hand in there saying, I love you. You won't hurt me because you feel my love and I feel your love. So Leos exchange energy through the heart chakra. And that's why, I'm a Gemini, so that's 2 signs away. I love Leo energy because that's real compatible. That's fire, and I'm lots of air. And so we just heat up the atmosphere together. It's great because the heart people remind the head people to love. And the head people remind the heart people not to jump off a cliff to sacrifice themselves for something dumb. See how we have this interchange of soulful logic. Oh, I like that, soul logic. That's good. Now, Turtle's got also the Venus is conjunct her rising is conjunct her Leo rising. Here, let me put my cards away. If I get this, here we go. I have to be tidy. If I'm not tidy, I will get lost. All right. So Turtle has rising Leo and Venus in Leo. Oh, so what does that mean? Venus is our anima, is our girl energy. And if you're a girl, it's who you are. It's not your anima. I guess Jung did this thing where women have a masculine aspect and what's called our animus, and men have a feminine aspect called their anima. You see how that works? So in other words, for a woman, and Venus is a woman, to have the masculine Leo energy, and it's double because it's the sign of Leo is the ascendant. That's the time. And then right next to it, like a couple degrees. Yeah, 2 degrees. So it's snuggled right up as neighbors, is the lady, the Empress. And so she's in the same Leo sign, right? And so women who have fire Venuses are brash women. In the ancients would say, oh, that's not good for a lady to have a masculine Venus. Ew, she's not going to be polite, and she's not going to obey her husband, and she's going to say rude things because she's going to forget to cross her legs, and she's going to have a sword, and if you cross her, she might kick you in the shins. She's not going to put up with lady stuff. And I'm saying lady stuff is good. That's good. But I'm just saying, if your lady planet is in a fire sign, you're just a brash lady. I'm Venus and Aries. Turtle and I are so good together because we have a lot in common that way. She's got a lot of Gemini. We've got our fiery Venus ladies. And what we do is we are unafraid to approach life issues. There's Mesdeline. She has Leo rising too. Here we are, Leo ladies. And more ladies with Leo rising, if you can put it in the chat, because it's a whole group of brave women, you see. And it's not that we don't love or need men, but it's that the feminine part of us is just, she's a brave girl. What else can I say? These are people these are ladies that are strong. They're not afraid to put their hand in the lion's mouth. Why is that? Because they have control of that love energy. They have control of that lion. The fire belongs to them. It doesn't burn them because they know how to light a fire. They know how to control a fire. You see what I mean? They begin to own that passionate energy, and it is a passion. And it's not a passion like like sex per se, because the heart energy is the higher energy from sex, because sex is in the lower chakra. Not that lower is bad, but just different, and not quite so conscious. Because the higher up we go in our chakras, the more we're conscious of an energy, of an ability that we have. And so the Leo women are able to come from a more generous place than the normal earthy or watery feminine energy is. Because what we get with Leo is generosity. The people who are willing to give um, of themselves. And those people understand that through them comes a divine light. And this is, then we get deeply spiritual here. Oh, and you know what? Our friend Suzanne, who just passed away, she had Leo rising. And I've been on the YouTube and the Zooms with her friends, and everybody said she was so generous. And she was. And she was a huge fan of people's talent, of other people's talents and abilities. And so that's what that giving feminine thing is. When women have a Leo, we're like women that are, it's a little manly, really, but not, yeah, boy, see how I'm getting there? I'm getting there. It's definite. Fire is yang, and it lights up a room. And when Suzanne walked in a room, for better or worse, she lit it up. Yeah, yeah. All right, so that's Turtles Rising. And okay, let's do the moon, because the moon is our next best thing from our sun, right? Moon is our feminine responsive energy. And when we have it, I'm going to put my fives away. There we go. When the moon is number 4 in our astrology. So the moon is the high priestess. Okay, the high priestess is look at her. She's standing on the moon. She's got a book. She's got a Torah. So what that says is that she has intellect, but standing on the moon, the intellect isn't really mind intellect. She knows what the book says, but she doesn't have to read it. It's kind of like, oh, I know, Akashic records. Yeah. I always wonder, how do they do that? Because I remember years ago, there were people doing, oh, I'll read your Akashic records. And the girl would sit down with me and tell me shit that just blew my mind. How did she know that? And that was crazy. So that's what she does. She reads your Akashic record, this priestess, and see the 2 posts on either side of her, that's feminine and masculine. She's in between the yin and the yang. She is the created being. She is the Mother Earth. And that's why it's the moon card. Okay. So, and then hers is, let's see, turtle year, moon's in Aquarius. Oh, this is great. Another feminine character in a masculine costume. Okay, this is another card I have to redesign. In my copious spare time. All right, so here's the lady, and she's the Earth lady. And here's her costume. She's wearing the stars costume. And, I've got something here. Astroquarial. Leo's inner self is Cancer, and Cancer's inner self is Leo. I love your vibe and take on the divine sign. Oh, bless you. Thank you very much. Yes, because actually Leo and Cancer is the marriage of the sun and the moon. And so on my diagram, you can see behind me is that the Tiferet is the number 5. It's the gold in the center. And then at the bottom is the brown one, and that's the moon, and that's the earth. And the sun marries the moon at twilight. When the sun goes down behind the horizon, it marries the earth. And the earth and moon are symbiotic, so it's the same. And the Mars, then you see it's in between. So the sexuality thing is in between. So yes, thank you very much, Astroquarial. Leo's inner self is Cancer. Yes, and Cancer's inner self is Leo, because that's how we exist. We are made by the yin and the yang combining to make reality, our reality. Yeah. So anyway, when the moon is in Aquarius, the star card, you have someone, and the moon is where you get your comfort. Where's your comfort zone? Oh, Lindsay wants a reading. Comfort zone. Just a second. Let me finish my statement, and we'll do a reading for Lindsay. Go ahead and put your birth data in the chat, Lindsay, and your day, month, and year, your time if you have it, and your place. Okay, so what happens when the moon is in Aquarius? Your comfort is from actually getting away from comfort. How do you like that, Turtle? I don't know, right? In other words, the comfort is some kind of mental acuity. I have moon in Libra. For me, for people with yang air sign moons, you comfort yourself by languaging yourself. You tell yourself, I tell myself to calm down. I tell myself a story. I logic my way into my comfort when I'm upset. And so for Turtle, it would be something similar, although she would have to listen to the inspirations that come in just inadvertently, like I call it the lightning flashes. And so for her, when she's upset, if she can listen to the lightning flashes and see the silhouette, the plan, it's like, oh, I need a plan. And then she can relax because she's got a plan. Yeah, so that's how that should work. All right, let's see if we can get Lindsay. Oh, we got another one. Okay. There we go. Lindsay, 12/15/86. Hopewell, Virginia. Okay, we'll just do a noon time then, Lindsay. That's what we do when we don't have a time. We just give you a noon, which means we don't, but that's okay. We're just going to look at the signs anyway. Hopewell. Yeah. Virginia. No? Lindsay. VA. Got it. Okay. Okay. So we can't do a rising, but we can do a sun and moon. Okay. The sun's in Sagittarius and it is conjunct Uranus. So here we have another, if Lindsay's a lady, I'm assuming she is. We have another Aquarius. No, we're going to use the Fool. Uranus is the Fool. Where did my 11s go? I'm already disorganized. There you are. You fool, you escaped. This is what is next to her. Okay, the sun is this card, right? And she's got the sun conjunct Uranus in the sign of the wheel. Where did the wheel go? In the sign of the wheel. So these guys. So this is a very yang lady. This is a lady who is going to tell you where she's going. It's like shooting that arrow into the cosmos, and I'm going to go over there. I'm going to find out about that. And then she's going to bring it home. She might tell her if she gets up in her preacher outfit, she might tell her parishioners, or she might have students that she wants to teach, or could be an inner teaching. But I venture to say that Lindsay is fun because these are really fiery, fun energies where you get to just be brash. And what do they say about Sag? They say, oh, and you have Saturn and Mercury there too. It's a stellium. And so there's lots of, yeah, let's see. Oh, okay. One more thing for you. Yeah. 11. Where is my, I need my number 9s. Number 5. Okay. Well, there is, I'm missing cards. Well, let's see. In that case, I'm just going to do a little fortune telling. This is this is the Tarot of Chaos. All right. There we go. All right. Queen of Cups. I picked the Queen of Cups for you, Lindsay. All right. So my Sagittarian friend, Lindsay, she is getting some of this lovely Pisces energy, and it's showing up in your chart, in your natal, because you have Saturn in Sag in your chart, but Saturn now in the sky is in Pisces. So that's this lady. So let's see. So this is going over your Mars and your natal Mars and Jupiter. So your energy right now is a lot of giving and a lot of creative energy. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's see. There she is. How true. Excellent. The cards don't lie, and neither does astrology. It's amazing, isn't it? All right. I'm going to put this by, and thank you, Lindsay. I'm going to move to the next one. Who's next?
Jennifer Moore.
Jennifer.
Up. She's up more. There you go. One more up.
This one. Lindsay sounds good.
One more up. There you go.
Oh, and Astroquarial says, I love it. So true. I have a stellium in Libra with both Gemini and Virgo retrograde. Convos with self is totes my jam. Yes. We can talk ourselves into anything. So just try and make it better, right? Okay. Here we go. Next. Okay. I probably need someone to put charts up for me, huh? Okay. Let's see. Tell me where. Jennifer Moore. And I'm probably not going to save the charts from tonight. So if you come back for a reading from me, we'll just redo the data. Okay, Jennifer, 11, 20, 86. 11, 20, 86. And do we have a time for Jennifer? 1:47 p.m. Okay. And I want to thank everybody for being here. I love doing this. This is my favorite thing in the whole world. Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. And by the way, if anybody wants to send a donation to me, I would be so grateful. I want to go visit my little new great-granddaughter in Tucson. So I am collecting boons, as we say. I have a Cash App, a PayPal, or a Ko-fi in the description below. So that would be wonderful. Thank you. Okay, Jennifer, place is Raleigh, North Carolina. North Carolina. Wow. So here we have a Jupiter in Pisces on the ascendant. So Jupiter in Pisces. Now this is a confusing tarot thing because it's the moon card. But in tarot, the moon card is the Pisces card because it represents the subconscious. It shows you that you're in you're in the cosmic space, you're in dream time. And so it's the creativity of the feminine creativity. In other words, dancing, singing, all the wordless creativity things that we do, like when you're supposed to draw on the right side of the brain, because the left side has too many ideas. The left side says it should be like this. That's right. That's wrong. Left side's the critic. The right side is the dancer. So when we're drawing, we need to be dancing with our instrument. So that's what the moon card represents, Pisces. Then, so for Jennifer, we've got Jupiter rising and a Pisces rising. And oh, I wonder what your eyes look like, because a lot of times Pisces rising people have really beautiful big ocean eyes. Okay, let's see. Sun in Scorpio. Oh, goody. We love the Scorpios. The Scorpios are so great for Gemini because they're so different that it's like they really, my Scorpio pals, they just go, are you sure? And they just nail me, and I need that because I'm just like, woo. So anyway, I love you, Scorpios. Thank you very much, Scorpios. Now, Scorpio is the death card. Woohoo. So this bright little sun boy is a death boy. Now, how does this work and why do we have the death card? Well, it represents transitions. And if there's anything Scorpios are good at, it is drilling down into the most detailed place and getting that job done. And so the true, I used to think it was Virgos that were what do you call the people that do the numbers and they add up the columns? Accountant. I used to think the Virgos were the accountants, but come to find out it's the Scorpios. Scorpios account for things. And for Scorpio, revenge is a dish best served cold. In other words, anything that a Scorpio is going to do, you're going to do that on purpose. And you're going to wait until the appropriate moment. And that can be wonderful or terrible, your choice. But the point is, you get to see it from the eagle view. And you know how the eagle looks, they can be flying 2,000 feet up and they can see a mouse in a field. That's Scorpio laser vision. So I'm always impressed by it. I'm just saying. All right. Now, also, this one has, Jennifer, you've got your Mercury in Scorpio and Pluto in Scorpio. Whoa, you're a deep thinker. You're not afraid to say stuff that might scare people. So I don't know how you manage that. Do you? Do you say stuff? Oh, boy. That is the ultimate, I would say, Jennifer, if you want anybody who wants to know the deepest details of a subject, should go and ask Jennifer because she can find out and give you every detail and every specificity of it, because that's going to be Nat's ass investigating. Pretty cool. Pretty impressive. And then there's all that. Then the Sag is on the top of the chart, which is really fun because that gives Sag is fire and outing and let's go and romp now. So it's like get all that work done and then let's go play and let's show stuff. Let's investigate, right? So there's a really nice balance of a lot of deep water and then a lot of wonderful release in the fire of the Sag. Lovely, lovely. Then the moon's in Cancer. Oh, that's interesting. So in my diagram, and then you have Pluto at the top too. The moon in Cancer, and then the highest octave. I have to do this. The higher octave of the moon is Pluto in Scorpio. So there's like do you see that? How that works? You can't see the whole thing. But I think what you need to know is that I think that this person has an ability to make a beginning and ending, a big ending. You are a beginner. You are someone who completes your task and then can dive into your next task. I think it's real powerful magic. I do. Okay, Jennifer. Okay. Astroquarial likes my card setup. You mean my little yeah.
She's talking about that
This?
basket. The basket.
Oh, the basket. Oh, the basket of chaos. Yes. Yeah. That's me and my Jupiter in Pisces. I'm just like, ooh, here, take a card. Oh, let's get a card for Jennifer before we move on. Okay. Yeah. I got little ones and big ones and all kinds of them. Yeah, here we go. And I'll just dig in there. Page of Cups. Now, I see the Page of Cups as a Gemini card, as a mercurial, because it's a youth, but it's Mercury in a water sign. So the cups are either going to be Cancer or I don't think they're Scorpio. They feel more like Pisces, the cups, don't you think? Yeah. So this would be like Mercury in Pisces. And that's pretty psychic. So that would say that, according to your chart, where's your Pisces? It is, oh, yeah, right, your Jupiter. So right now, Saturn is transiting in Pisces, somewhere near there. So your first house is being affected in some way by this, but I think there's going to be someone who is young. This just says there's going to be a young person that's going to approach you and interact with you in some way because it's your person, the first house. It's your body, your soul. It's who you are. We are our first house. And so you have a stamp on your forehead with Jupiter and Pisces in the first, like you do, that says, come over here and let me help you. And I'll do my best to give you my shoes and my shirt and whatever else you're interested in. So Jupiter and Pisces is an easy mark, in other words. So, but I think that a young person might come by and actually return the favor to you so that you don't have to be giving up your shirt. They might be giving you a shirt. Maybe. Okay. Oh, yeah. Isn't it fun? So Jennifer says, thank you, Jewel. Love your channel and wisdom. You're welcome. This is so much fun. And I think because, Astroquarial wants one. I think because when you discover what you're made to do and you do that, then you're just incredibly good and happy and energetic and everything. So someday I'll just show you my story and you'll go, oh yeah, I see why you're supposed to. Anyway, fun. Astroquarial. All right, next. Chart new. September 25, 76. 9. 55. Did I get that right? 76? Yes. 10:28 a.m. 28.
Birthplace is Toronto.
Okay. Oh, look at all that Libra. And I do have a correct time, right? Astroquarial? Yes. You can feel my excitement, yuppers. It's very cool. Okay, so, oh my gosh. So Astroquarial is like a born psychic. She has all these planets in Libra, in the 12th house. And the 12th house is called a moksha house, which means, I like to say it means get your shit together and no, put your poop in a group and you can't have your own way and get off your high horse. And all of these things about humility and patience and having to wait to get your reward and being invisible. I think a lot of INSP, or highly sensitive people, have a lot of 12th house energy. And so I would say Astroquarial is definitely one of those people. And when we can start putting charts up on here, it'll be great. But we don't have that technology yet, but we will soon. Okay. Right. And then Scorpio rising. So here is a person who plays it close to the vest, very personal person. Very just like, I am doing this and I am me and I see you clearly and I know you don't see me, but that's okay because I've got everything figured out. I mean, the soulfulness and the deep understanding, because 12th house is understanding. Everything that happens for the 12th house, the person has worked to understand. And so the 12th house people they make trouble for themselves. I'm a 12th houser, I can tell you. So you make trouble for yourself because you've got to understand what that trouble is like, because there's a deep, deep desire to connect to the bigger picture, to the cosmos, to the mother womb, to the egg. And so we can't do that unless we walk in those shoes. And so 12th house people have a wealth of experience. I like to say that 12th house people identify with all the historical characters. We all think we're Da Vinci, Jesus, any Caesar, Marie Antoinette, doesn't matter. You can relate to all this history in some way because it's just you just understand stuff. And if something that you don't understand, then you're like, well, I'll have some of that. And even if it's weird or bad, you try it because it's like, I have to know, I have to understand. Understanding is key. Uh-huh. All right. So here, I'm going to put a couple of cards back in the slot so I don't get too confused. Confuse a girl. And then we'll pull a card for you, Astroquarial. I hope everybody can hear me okay. I'm sort of bouncing around in front of my microphone. If you're having trouble hearing me, let me know. All right. These are 8s. Oh, and the Pluto card, just to add that, because the last Jennifer also was it Jennifer my last one? Yeah, Jennifer also had Pluto Sun. So for the Pluto Sun people, here's your there's your Pluto card. So what is it about this judgment? This is the card of transcendence, and so people with Pluto and their Sun, you go through changes that seem impossible to other people. And they just, well, how could you? It's like when who's the gal? She has the dragon eggs. What's the show with the dragon eggs?
Mother of the Dragons, Daenerys Stormborn.
When Daenerys walks into the fire and walks out, that's Sun Pluto. Yeah, that's Sun Pluto. That's what that. So people that have their Sun with this judgment energy are transformer people. Yeah. Pretty powerful stuff. And it can be quite painful. I mean, in the story, Daenerys didn't seem to have any pain, but I don't know that that's really a reasonable, I don't think it's reasonable to say that. I think it's painful. I think it is. All right. I have died and come back many times. Yeah. Yeah. And so tell me, how does it feel when you come back, Esther Curiel, when you come back in the next form? Yeah, she's busy. Okay. Yeah, but it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Did you pull her card? Oh, she wrote.
Oh, I forgot to pull the card. Clarity of purpose, she says. Yes. Oh, that's nice. That's lovely. All right, let's see what card is going to come up for Astroquarial. Toss my chaos, my basket of chaos. Ha ha ha. King of Pentacles. Oh, so this is some money. I think I see this as a Taurus card. Pentacles are Taurus. this could be Capricorn, but it doesn't feel like it. Now, and that's in your 7th house. Oh, and that's with Chiron in the South Node. So what that would say is that something, a partner will bring you some money, but it might be with conditions or strings. So watch out for that, because the South Node is always something that has been created in your past that bubbles up again, and you go, oh, that again. And it's right next to Chiron, which is like a wounded thing that says, oh, my hand always hurts. Okay, so I've just learned how to ride with this hand and not with the hand that hurts. In other words, it's called the wounded healer. Those expressions kind of bug me because I think they get so trite. So I like to make a different kind of analogy or metaphor for it that's more that I like better. So in other words, the Chiron is in your house of partnership, marriage and business contracts, commitment to a business or a partnership. And when the King of Pentacles is going to ride through there, you're going to say, oh, maybe somebody in a business that you're involved in is actually going to finally pan out and bring you some kind of security. Because Pentacles is value. So it could be money, but it's security of some kind. It's always the 3rd chakra energy. Okay. Oh, that's interesting, Astrocorial. Found out why you came back. Found a woman's zodiac setup. Start at Scorpio and go backwards. Follow the lineup. Well, if you're talking about how you say, okay, the ruler of my ascendant is Scorpio, which means that Mars and Pluto rule my chart. And that Mars is then in Libra and it's in the 12th house. So when the ruler of your chart is in the 12th house, that says that you are designed to be some kind of psychic understander of bigger pictures. And all of this talk of the 12th house is even more profound and meaningful for you. Now, if you look at Pluto, Pluto is also in that house. And so once again, we can continue to reiterate that this transitory kind of manipulation of dream time, of understanding beyond words is what you do. And to me, it always means the person, when they finally get their act together, is they're just tapped right in to an emotional goddess core that is extremely feminine and creative on the most high level. If you want to look at the Kabbalistic diagram, it's the one that is at the top. It's the purple one at the top left. And so it's at the very top of the feminine pillar. And so it's right at the beginning of creation. So it is a great, 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 great cosmic grandmother. And she's gas and formation of just chemicals floating in nothing, right? It's just very nondescript and no words. And I call it the wordless understanding. I've actually made a video on it, and it's on my site. And it's powerful. Once you get it, it's amazing. You can fly into the cosmos in your dream, and you can breathe in the black hole of space, and you can visit other worlds there. And it's pretty amazing. It's once you overcome your fear of not being able to breathe, you can take your spacesuit off. I mean, that's how it's worked for me. And I think it's got to work that 5 times that strong for you, because you have 5 times that many planets in there than I do. So, yeah. Okay. So, once again, if you want a reading from me that's personal, and we look at your timing and we look at the dates and its details and just really the personal stuff, go to my website, jewelstarsinger.com, and consultation, and we'll set it up. Yeah. Oh, much joy and confirmation. Oh, I'm so glad. I am so happy, Astrocorial, because that is my goal. So thank you for helping me achieve my goal. Yeah. Confirmation and affirmation. when I learned astrology, I was telling Turtle earlier today, I refused to learn it when I was young. And all the kids my age in their 20s were all learning astrology and all the hippies. But I thought, oh, I'm not going to join that club. That's just, I'm going to study psychology. And so I did. But what I discovered at 40, I started learning it. And the reason I started was because I got a reading from this guy in Tucson, Paul Reeder. He was lovely. He's gone now. All the good ones go away. And when this guy told me stuff, like I'm telling you guys, it's just right there in the picture. I just went, because I was seen. And honestly, if you're a 12th houser, you feel invisible all the time. It's just really frustrating. And he saw me, he talked to me right to my soul. And that made me go, okay, this is a thing. This connects people to the source energy, to the gods, the God, to the divinity that we need to feel connected to. We can't be happy by ourselves. I think that happiness requires this connection. And since I have learned and chosen to believe this, because I think belief is not true, it's a choice, it's an idea. It doesn't exist until you choose it and incorporate it. So when I chose to believe this, it made me happy. So being able to share that with people is an amazing gift, and I'm really happy that it's working for you. Astrology is psychology. Indeed it is. Yes, it's soul psychology. It's deep level stuff. Okay, so, and if you want to donate, once again, go to the, what is it called?
Video description.
The description. I think I'm getting a little tired. The description below, and donate on some of my forms. And when we really get all the technology, we'll be able to have little flows, and we'll put the charts up and look at them. Okay, how are we doing?
We're doing good.
We're doing.
I think you might have one more coming.
Okay.
If you wait just a second.
All right. Yeah, so I wanted to do political charts, but Jill said, don't do that. That makes everybody mad. I guess so. I could do a famous person chart. Like an entertainer, somebody not controversial. Yeah, I am.
Do Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. All right.
I'll look up her info for you.
Well, I think I can just go right to one of my sites and just get her right on the, let me Google it. Oh, here. Duh, here. We don't want you. Okay, here. I can do this. Oops. Okay.
Got another one.
Dawn Resky. Oh, there's Sandra. We'll do that when we have a break. Hi, Dawn. Art healer and guide. Oh, sure. I have time. Let me know your birthday, place, and time of birth if you have it, and we can do your ascendant. If not, we can just do sun and moon. It all works. Okay. Astroquarial is going to be her own King of Pentacles. Good idea. Okay, so Sandra Bullock has, she has Jupiter in the 12th. And by the way, if you have Jupiter in the 12th, that means you have a lucky angel that protects you from danger. I've known lots of people with that, and they get in accidents and wrecks. They just step out, well, like Daenerys. They just step out of wrecks and, not a scratch. So there's a whole protective thing in that Jupiter in the 12th. It's very, very helpful to have that. And she's got Gemini rising, Miss Sandra Bullock, with Venus and Mars both in there. So that's her sex appeal, is being cute and funny and youthful. And I just watched her do that Lost City movie just a couple nights ago. And she's a character actress, and she's beautiful and just smart and beautiful. But she's funny. And that's what Gemini does. We're clowns. We just like to joke around, and like a 12-year-old boy would. And so there she has that. And then she's got North Node in Cancer, of course, in the second house. Lucky her. People with North Node in the second usually are pretty good at making their own money, because it's about the resources. You just like, I can do this. People with a happy second house, they can take care of themselves pretty well. So that's a benefit. She's got the moon in Aquarius, like you, Turtle. So there you see her, and you know how she talks and she banters. She's good at that. I think that's a moon in Aquarius thing. Okay, Dawn, June 2, 75. Okay.
Gibson City, Illinois.
Okay, no time. That's fine. Okay, Pisces moon. Pisces moon, yes. So once again, the moon card is our priestess. So our moon card is the high priestess character, right? Okay, and the moon is our comfort zone. What do you need when you're feeling out of sorts, abandoned, needy in any way? What do you need to comfort yourself? So that's her. And in Pisces, so moon in Pisces, yes, you need to wander. You need some dream time. Moon in Pisces people are gentle souls who need to have lots of quiet time to download this world, because the world is really big and overwhelming, and Modernia is very yang and very fast. And moon in Pisces really just needs quiet time. Yeah, there we go. I'm doing this backwards thing. I look so silly, don't I? Okay. Moon in Pisces, Sun in Gemini, Mercury in Gemini, part of fortune in Gemini. Part of fortune is fun. That's the place. Oh, wait a minute. Can I do that? No, I can't do that because I don't know your time. So I can't do that one. But we do have the Sun and Mercury in Gemini. Now, Mercury is a fun planet because it stays in the same sign as the Sun, or the one right before or right after. So in other words, it can only be in a three sign parameter. So if you have a Gemini Sun, you can either have it in Taurus, Gemini, or Cancer. And you have it Gemini, Sun and Mercury. So Mercury in Gemini is kind of like the Ace of Swords. So, because it's an air sign. Okay. And then Gemini is, this is another one I have to redesign because, it just doesn't work for me exactly the way I want it to look, because I have this ideas about how I want it to look. So in the tarot, it's the lovers. But I think that Gemini is more about it's not even duality. It could be the hermaphrodite from the pictures of the alchemist pictures. They have one body and there's two torsos coming out of it, which is to say that it's two gods making one being. In other words, yin and yang creating a whole one being. So humans are spiritual hermaphrodites. And Gemini would be the representation of that. In other words, the spirit, the mind, is located in this body. And they have to negotiate with each other. Everybody does. But Gemini people, especially, because the soul came to talk. This soul likes to speak, right? And so, and the South Node is there, which means you've been speaking for several incarnations. Yeah. Yeah. Saturn and Venus. So the Empress. The Empress is good friends. Here we go. With the Crone. And that is good. This says that you know how to feather your nest. This says you're someone who knows how to take care of yourself and achieve what you want in the world. So that's a benefit for a Gemini, because Geminis, we can be a little bit youthful and flighty and not pay attention to reality like maybe we should. And this would say, oh, yeah, I'm a Gemini, but I'm a careful one. I know how to take care of my financial needs, and I know what to value, because always the Empress is she is the young maiden, and she has all the bounty. And the reason that she's bountiful is because her physical body is fertile, and fertility is equated with wealth in these things, in these cards, because that says that there's a future and that the now is you're fed, you have the resources that you need. So she's the boss of the resources. Yeah. So that's why she's called the Empress, right? And then the World card is an older woman who has achieved. So Saturn, and this is like a granny. So these two are best friends in your world. And that's kind of nice. Okay. What else can we say about Dawn's chart? Well, Dawn has a grand trine from that Venus over to the moon and over to Neptune. That's kind of wide, though, but there is a trine there to the nodes. I don't know. And this part, no, we can't do that either. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's talk about the Aries for a minute. We've got Mars, Jupiter, and Chiron all in Aries. So Mars, Jupiter is very athletic. That is the Tower. The Mars energy, well, actually, it's the Emperor. The Mars energy is the Emperor. And so there's this third eye thing that's connected to the second chakra, which is the sex one, and the sixth chakra, which is the unity of the, how do I say that? This is God vision. And then the lower one, the second chakra, the sex one, is connects. They're connected. And that's the Kundalini thing. So this guy is the boss of the instinct. So that's a very, I think that's a really good way to explain the Mars card. All right. And you've got it in Aries, which is the Tower. Am I doing this right? I've got Mars and Aries. Yes. So Mars in Aries is someone who is true to your own instinct. She will just do stuff without thinking, and it doesn't need to be thought about. It needs to be trusted. This is the person who's driving really fast on the street and cutting through cars and just let them, because it's not going to be wrong. They're not going to hurt anybody or themselves. When people have this energy, Mars and Aries, along with Jupiter, it's athletic, and it's like the body is a fine-tuned instrument. You can jump and run, and just the instinct is strong. The force is strong in you, John. Yeah, and I don't know if society tells you to slow down, and that sort of puts a wrench. What do they say? Put a wrench in the gears, because that society can mess us up and not allow us to follow our instinctive essential parts. Terence McKenna used to say, "Culture is not your friend," and he said that because he's talking about what I'm saying here is that people who have really strong instinctive urges, these people can save your life because they can smell there's something over there. Is it there's just the response to the sensual experience can be quite acute, and then the remedy isn't a decision made in the mind. It's the body is reacting, you see, and it's right on, because it's another one of those wordless things, because instinct is a wordless thing, and it needs to be treated with respect. And Modernians were trained not to respect those instinctive things. But if your gut says no, you shouldn't do it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and here's another one with Sun Pluto, but it's in a trine. So that says Dawn has a really easy time with these transitional things. You just escape, or it gives you the information that you need when you go through a transitional process that might be painful, but it's over quickly, or it just, you get it right away. It's like, oh, yeah, okay, thank you. Done. Trines make things a little easier.
Basket of chaos.
Is there what?
Basket of chaos.
Basket of chaos. Oh, yeah, basket of chaos. All right, let's see. What have we got here? I do it differently every time because I'm really creative. We're getting lots of royalty tonight. Here's a Queen of Wands. This is a fiery queen. This is a Sagittarius or an Aries. Let's see. The wands are, and you've got the North. Now, I wonder if this is going to be some lady coming into your, oh, no, we don't. Do we have a time? No, we don't have a time. Somebody coming, okay, this is a teacher that you're going to teach her, or she's going to teach you, because Queen of Wands is going to bring something that you're passionate about. And it's going to be, it could be artistic. It could be something in art, or it could be something psychic. In other words, it's right brain. It's big picture. And when we have big picture, we're creating with our dream, kind of with our unworded dream stuff. We're dancing, singing, creating something that doesn't have to be described in words. And she is going to bring some fire to the project, right? What else is going on? We've got Saturn in, okay. Are you sad? Saturn's on your moon. Saturn in the sky right now is on your moon. If you're feeling a little sad, it's because of that. That's the granny coming in to the little child and saying, oh, your mother died. She didn't really, but that's how it feels. Yeah, so if you're sad, don't worry. It's a passing thing. And really what it is designed for is for you to appreciate the parts that are that nurture you, and when you feel like they're not there for you, for a little while, then you can, when that feeling comes back, you're like, oh, thank you, it's back. So it's just a little period of feeling like you're neglected, or you're not getting your needs met. But like I said, it's one of those things where you have a mountain on each side, and then there's a valley, and you don't have mountains if you don't. They always make a valley. Yeah. So you see what I'm saying? Okay. Put 2 back. Put 10 back. All right. All right. Where is that Queen of Wands going to go? She could be an Aries too. She could be coming to your Mars. And if she does that, that's going to be very energizing. So that should maybe help with the granny coming in and making your baby sad. Oh gosh. The ups and downs of life. Isn't it grand? Isn't it so grand? It really is when you get a handle on this information, because you can take it and use it to help yourself through difficult times, to elevate yourself up in great times, and to always know that the wheel will go up and down. And so what's the best place to be is in the place in the middle, in the center of my diagram. So if you bounce too far either way, that's when we get in trouble. And truly, that's probably why things are so difficult in the world right now. A lot of these energies are at play in the sky, and it's causing lots of, Don says, the sky is affecting everybody, and there is a lot of change. So those big planets, all the people up here at the top of my chart, those are the outer planets. And as you can see, they're the top of the tree of life as well. And what that represents is the esoteric energies that we really don't access very easily in our material form. And those of us who do access them have been treated as if we're insane or stupid, definitely that we're wrong. And what's coming in now is people will begin to realize that we actually do have a sense of truth that we follow and seek. And so people who haven't been aware or been able to use their other abilities will be, they're going to have lessons, I guess. I don't know. Those of us who have these skills and are rebirthing them within ourselves need to help those who need us. And that's coming. And it can be some real difficult stuff. I watch a lot of astrologers, of these people that do, like, social, political, global stuff. And oh, I'm sorry you lost your mom, Dawn. That's Saturn on your moon, isn't it? Yeah, it makes you sad. You lost your mom. Yeah. 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 And so in the sky, the big planets, those ones at the top, they're all going to be changing sign. And that means that there's going to be a whole new language that everybody's learning. And the world's learning it together. And what a lot of these astrologers that do the sciencey kind, I don't do sciencey kind of astrology. I can look at your dates and talk about the emotional, psychological, spiritual parts. But as far as the analysis of the history and all that, that's for somebody else to do. But they're telling me that, what's in the stars is difficult for a year, and that we're going to have to cope. So this is how we're going to cope in my world. We're going to share our feelings and our experiences, and we're going to do our best to stay in gratitude. And gratitude. Thank you. That's a really good word. I use it a lot now, and it's just like a healing salve. Thank you. I can't find my keys. Oh, God, I'm so frustrated. I feel so dumb. I can't do this. There are my keys right over. Oh, thank you. And I thank my plants. Just like, thank you, because the more we bring that energy of being in gratitude, the better, in spite of difficulty. Okay. So Astroquarial says, I find it's only difficult if we fight the change. I just heard that thing that I used to hear a lot, and I've heard it again just this week about the river. And if you hold on to the branch on the edge of the river, holding on for dear life, it's just going to flop you around because the river's rushing and you're going to get injured. You're going to get your arm dislocated. It's just a really hard thing. And if you let go and you go with the flow down the river, you might hit some rocks, and there are going to be some there, but yeah, we can't fight this change. We have to roll with it. And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to have understanding, and we're going to seek the highest good for ourselves and our friends. We're going to not blame anybody. Blame is a really bad choice. Yeah. We're going to take responsibility. Ho'onoponopono. And on that note, I think we should close for tonight. I really appreciate all of you coming. If you have anything else to say, please do, and we'll continue. Otherwise, I'm going to close it down in a few minutes and just remind us all that I'm going to keep doing this. It's what my soul tells me to do, so I have to obey my soul so I can be happy. Ho'onoponopono. How does it go? I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. For everything. Ho'onoponopono. Beautiful, beautiful way to approach all of your issues, the ones that trouble you and also the ones that bring you joy. And come back and we look at your joy, your job in life. What is your job in life? It's your joy of being. What is your joy of being? What brings you the best joy, the biggest joy? That will be your job, your J.O.B. Yeah. Okay, everybody. Oh, thank you for my first night on. Wow, you guys are great. And thank you. Gratitude for you to show up for me. And I hope you come back. All right. Shall I say goodbye?
It's the middle button on the bottom.
Right here?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Deep thanks to you and everyone in the chat from my soul, from Astroquarial. Yes. Yes. Thank you all. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you for helping me learn how to do this. And it's only going to get more cooler. All righty then. Thank you and good night.